So this is the first video I've done like this, just talking about a certain subject, but today we're talking about motivation. Now first up, I'd like to just say that I don't agree with motivation. I feel like people rely on motivation too much. They rely on external factors to make them do something. And they make up excuses that they don't have motivation to do something, and they just rely on external factors to motivate them. But let's say I do agree with motivation. Right now, I'm kind of lacking motivation. You know, school's been online. I was doing pretty good at the start, but as the semester progressed, it's been getting a little harder. You know, I've just become lazier. You know, I'm sitting at my desk doing my work, but then I just don't do it. I just look at it for hours and hours every day, and then I don't end up actually doing anything. And it's honestly really frustrating. It's really annoying. I've been doing all my homework on time. Actually early. I finish all my homework early, but you know, just like I'm still wasting too much time on a single assignment that doesn't even count much, you know. And I don't want it to be that way. Like, I really want myself to actually have motivation, you know. You know, back in grade 10, 11, mostly 12, I was so dedicated on doing everything. I would do everything as soon as I get it, and I would just be on it. And it hasn't even been homework. Including working out, I've only like worked out 3 times in the last month, whereas I used to work out like 5 or 6 times a week. I don't know. I really don't know. Especially my wake up. It's just been getting later and later. You know, on a regular school day, my wake up is at 4:40 a.m. to commute all the way to school. About 2.5 hours, 2 hours 20 minutes to and from school. Ever since COVID and when school went online, I just have not stuck to my alarm. You know, I have an alarm at like 6:01 and 6:35, and I just turn it off and go right back to bed. Just no hesitation. I really don't know. I've just become too accustomed to these unproductive, lazy ways. I know I can do better. I've proved myself to be better in like grade 10, 11, 12. I really broke out of my boundaries. Really broke out of what I thought was possible. But you know, it's just been getting worse recently. And I don't know, it hasn't really been getting better. I know it's always on my mind to do better, but it just hasn't happened. So when I say I don't agree with motivation, I hold that true. People rely too much on external motivations. You know, for my alarm clock, my external motivator is the alarm, but as soon as I turn it off, that external motivator is gone. And my alarm clock's on the other side of the room, so I have to actually get up and turn it off. But I go right back to bed. That external motivation is just done. Working out, I can wake up earlier, but I haven't been able to. I physically have not been able to. Mentally, I haven't been able to. So I really think that people shouldn't rely so much on motivation, but rather dedication and self-control and inner strength. Because with those, it's internal. You are improving yourself. You don't need external motivators. You're improving yourself. It's really taking those first few steps. Those very first few steps and getting into the routine Because once you're in the routine, that just becomes the new normal. Just like any other event in your life or a habit, if you do it more repeatedly, it becomes a habit. So when you work on yourself internally, that's really what your internal motivation is. And when you have internal motivation, you actually have the will to do things. This is a message to myself. I know I can do better. I have done better, and I will do better. I just actually have to trust myself, to listen to my voice, to tell me to actually do things. Don't fall for laziness. It's only temporary pleasure or temporary extra hour or 20 minutes of sleep. It's ridiculous how easy it is to fall right back into those habits. I know I can do better, and I will get through this. I just know it. It's happened before, and it will happen again. This isn't permanent. This will change. Even that bird agrees.